The air was thick with dust and tension at the sprawling Ridgefield equestrian estate, where billionaires brought their egos and stallions to show off on weekends. Amid the elegant chaos of tailored suits, sparkling champagne flutes, and the thunder of hooves, a small figure stood out like a single, silent note in a roaring orchestra. 11-year-old Maya, with tangled hair, wide brown eyes, and a tattered notebook clutched to her chest, stood at the edge of the corral, still, quiet, and watching. Most people ignored her. Some pitied her. A few whispered behind hands, "That's the autistic girl from the foster center. Why is she even here?" But Maya didn't notice, or maybe she did. She just didn't care. Her eyes were fixed on something else entirely. Shadowfire. The stallion was magnificent, black as midnight, eyes blazing with a feral gleam, and a spirit so wild that even the most seasoned horseman couldn't ride him. Bred for champions but broken by rage, he had thrown off every rider, bitten trainers, and nearly trampled a groom. He had become more legend than horse, dangerous, untamable, and, to billionaire James Hawthorne, his greatest regret and biggest embarrassment. James stood near the corral, his designer sunglasses hiding a furrowed brow. $3 million and nothing to show for it, he muttered to a colleague. That beast's a lost cause. Maya didn't see a beast. In her world of colors and patterns, sounds too loud and emotions too sharp, Shadowfire wasn't frightening. He was familiar. Alone. Misunderstood. Just like her. As the others turned to the catered luncheon, Maya slipped away from her chaperone. She stepped quietly into the stable yard, toward the corral. No one noticed until she unlatched the gate. A collective gasp. Someone screamed. James dropped his glass. Stop. Get her out of there, he shouted, pushing through the crowd. That horse will kill her. But Maya didn't flinch. Her small hands didn't shake. She walked slowly, rhythmically, her notebook still in hand. Shadowfire snorted, pawed the ground, eyes wild. Yet he didn't charge. Not this time. Maya crouched low and began to hum. Soft. Steady. The same song she'd hummed every night at the foster home when the world became too much. And then, she opened her notebook, pages filled with drawings, sketches of horses, and Shadowfire himself. She turned a page slowly, showed him the picture. The crowd watched in stunned silence. Shadowfire lowered his head. James blinked. What in the world? Maya reached out a hand, fingers trembling with purpose. She didn't try to grab or pet. Just placed her hand near his cheek. Shadowfire leaned in. Gasps echoed. Silence followed. In a voice barely above a whisper, Maya said, "He's not angry. He's scared." James stepped forward, bewildered. How did you do that?" Maya didn't answer. She just looked up, her eyes deep and calm. "I listened." For days afterward, Maya returned to the estate. At first, people tried to stop her. But James, shaken and curious, overruled them. "Let her try," he said, "though I still don't get it." Each day, Maya came with her notebook and her hum. She never forced Shadowfire. She sat, sang, sketched, and waited. And Shadowfire waited with her. By the third week, he followed her around the corral like a loyal puppy. She touched his mane. Then his face. Then one afternoon, before a crowd of silent, breath-held watchers, she climbed onto his back. Not a buck. Not a twitch. He walked. The billionaire wept. A month later, the story went viral. Videos of Maya riding the once wild stallion spread across social media. The world was mesmerized. Autistic girl tames billionaire stallion with kindness. Overnight, Maya became a symbol of quiet strength, of how listening could change everything. But it didn't change Maya. Not really. When asked how she did it on a national news segment, she simply said, "He reminded me of me. That's all." James Hawthorne sat beside her, humbled in a way money couldn't shield. For years, he believed control was power, that force could bend anything, animals, people, situations, to his will. But here was this little girl, whose life had been full of rejection and silence, showing him that gentleness had a strength all its own. He invited her to stay on the estate. Offered to adopt her. But Maya chose differently. "I want to help more horses, and more kids like me," she said. And so, James helped her start something bigger. With Maya's vision and James's funding, the Silent Harmony Ranch was born, a sanctuary where neurodivergent children could bond with rescued horses, each learning from the other. Where connection mattered more than command. Where people finally learned that listening isn't weakness, it's the beginning of trust. The first year, they helped 20 children. By the third, there were waiting lists from 5 countries. Therapists began to visit. Universities studied the results. Parents cried, watching their children speak for the first time while brushing a horse.